Hello and welcome to the Mind Your Mind podcast. I am Hina Malik, and of course, I'm here with Ozan Kulshu. And today we are going to manifest our dream life. Because today, Ozan and I have a very special guest on our show, Jessica Heslop, popularly and lovingly known as Jess. Welcome, Jess.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Jess creates powerful guided meditations and has helped over 1 million people transform their lives. In other words, she has helped over 1 million people manifest their dream lives. The truth of life is not that you should suffer, she believes. She feels that suffering or feeling uninspired, being unhappy, or just working and then dying one day is not the purpose of life. Rather, the truth of life is that you should thrive in a state of being who you are meant to be, doing what you are meant to do, feeling deeply joyful in your heart. You deserve this life and absolutely nothing else. So, Jess, I would like you to tell us more about your program, but before that, I would like Ozan to tell us how he discovered and found you.
A good question. By the way, your introductions are getting so good that I need to work on mine.
They are really good, Hannah. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to live up to everything you've introduced me as.
Oh my God.
You're that good, girl.
For sure you will.
Thank you so much. Humble.
Very good.
So actually, whoever knows me or actually listened to this podcast before, because we talk about this all the episodes, the meditation, I'm so much into meditation. This is something actually my coach Prana started with one-to-one sessions, and it just changed my life. And since then, I am just striving to do some new meditations, get the magic of it. I always like to try different ones from new people, new different ones. You know, there are the body scan and there are manifestation ones, transcendental ones. Early this year, I discovered a new YouTube channel called Live the Life You Love, which is becoming now Manifest by Jess. And the meditations were so beautiful and peaceful that it just hooked me in. And thank God she has more than just a few, trust me a lot. And all of them are just amazing. She has this angelic voice that hooks you in and doesn't let you go until you transform yourself. And I can't explain this, but I had so magical moments during or right after the meditations, both internally and externally. And okay, internal one, you can explain that, you know, what's going on within you, with your soul, with your mind. But externally, magic happened to me a few times, and I just couldn't explain why. So I thought the best option would be, well, make her explain how this all works. Right? She has more than 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, more than 37 million views. I don't know how she did it, but for sure I know I'm not the only one. And Jess, you vibrate so much positivity and peace that I just get it through a Zoom call. I don't even need to be beside you right now. And our listeners are about to find out how. Now, we will talk about all this meditation and new Manifest by Jess or the law of attraction. But first, I want to start with you because I see that you are not too much in the front line of it or haven't been so far. But I want to know your story. Who is the woman behind Live the Life You Love or Manifest by Jess?
Oh, thank you so much, Ozan. What you said really it humbles me and it touches me deeply. Every time I hear anybody in our beautiful community come forward and share with me any transformation or any feelings of positivity that they've got from the tracks that I create, it never ever gets old for me. It always fills me with this huge sense of deep joy because I am obviously doing and succeeding at what I'm here to do on this planet, which is to help you all raise your vibration so that you can step more into your joy, your self-love, your abundance, And you were mentioning there, you found that the changes weren't just internal. You started to notice external changes as well, like miracles start happening. And that's because when we change our inner world, we change our outer world. You can't have one without the other, you know? And when we transform our inner landscape into a place of harmony and alignment with joy and abundance and self-love, lo and behold, our external world starts to create more and more manifestations that reflect exactly that inner state of being back to us. And like miracles absolutely occur all the time. Things we never expected to even be possible start to happen because of a shift within ourselves. So that's the aim of my tracks, of the meditations and the affirmation tracks that I create. And yeah, they're very, very powerful. And I'm very humbled to be able to be the creator of them. So thank you again for what you said, Ozan. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Can you tell me about like how you built up this little life in love and how you started all this actually? When did you start this?
Yeah, so as I was saying to you just before, this is the first time I've ever told my story, I think. Yeah, so it started in 2012. I was working in the City of London in a job in finance, and it was so far away from my soul's calling. Working in the world of finance is not something my soul was born to do at all. And I just felt empty there, and like a fish out of water is the perfect expression for it. It just wasn't right for me. And I actually, my body, being the beautiful, amazing messenger that it is, told my soul that it was not right for me. And I came down with the illness ME, which is basically an illness where you feel very, very tired. I got so tired I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. And that was really one of my first introductions to the power of the mind, how we can use the mind to completely heal everything, including illness in the body, and to transform and return to our natural state of being, which is perfect health, perfect happiness, perfect peace, love, etc. And I utilized my mind. I reprogrammed my thoughts to think new, healthy, positive thoughts. I manifested good health back into my life on the promise to myself that I would not go back into doing a job that wasn't going to make me happy, because I just knew if I did that, my brain would start thinking the thoughts that it did before, and I would get sick again. So I listened to the message of my body, and I learned a very, very powerful tool or technique, which I've gone on to obviously utilize and help others to use in their own lives. At that particular time, I was healthy again, but still living in London. My father was sick with cancer, and I got the call to say that, it was coming. He was coming to the end now. He only had a few more months to live. So I packed up my bags and I moved all the way out of London. I moved back up to the north of England, to a place called the Lake District, which is very, very beautiful. It's the place that Beatrix Potter is from and wrote all the books. It's very, very beautiful. And I moved back there, and I had these amazing last 3 months with my father. And he then passed away. Then within about 4 weeks of my father passing away, my oldest sister, who was my best friend, my spiritual guide, a soulmate, a true soulmate of mine, she got a bad back, which ended up being diagnosed as cancer, and she died 4 weeks later. So that was a very, very shocking thing that happened. So I think from the day that my father died to the day my sister died, it was something like 3 months. And it was shocking. It was singularly the most transformative moment of my life. It already started on the journey of beginning to walk away from things that weren't making me happy. But it wasn't, I think, until my father died, and then my favorite person in the whole world died very suddenly and quickly and shockingly after that, that I seriously, I was brought to my knees. I had a, whatever you call it, dark night of the soul, a breakdown, a breakthrough. And I see it as a great blessing, a great gift in my life. And I still thank my father and my sister, because they're all around me still all the time. I thank them for being part of the amazing transformation that occurred for me in my life. Because within a couple of weeks, I started my blog called Live the Life You Love. And I started on this thing called the laptop lifestyle, which at the time was still very, very new and wasn't really a career, and nobody knew how to make money out of it. YouTube wasn't really a big thing, not that I knew of anyway at the time. I didn't know you could make any money from YouTube or anything like that. My journey started. I started to learn how to get articles I wrote top of Google. I started to learn about social media, and I started to basically learn the skill of online marketing. But I wasn't making much money. I was making hardly any money really from it. I popped on YouTube, which was just a resource. I thought, this is great. I can actually just get some guided meditations that I could create to help people. And I created 3 of them, and I just left them on YouTube because I thought, this is great for my blog, for people to have an interactive experience with me, not just reading my blog articles, which were intended to inspire people to start living the life that they loved, like I was doing at the time. And but the whole point of putting these tracks on YouTube, these meditations on YouTube, was quite simply to help people. And I had always meditated. Well, hadn't always. I started when I was 13 meditating. I went to go and train with a Buddhist Zen meditation teacher, and I trained with him for 5 years. I knew I had an ability with meditation, and I knew it was a gift that I could share with the world. So I did that, and then I forgot about it because I wasn't making any money from my blogging, not much anyway. I thought, right, how can I still do what I love but get paid as well? So I started a digital marketing company where I offered online marketing services to a variety of clients, and that did really well. I manifested, knowing what I did about the law of attraction, I manifested a 6-figure business within about a year and a half. I was really, really proud of that, and I loved it. And I would think I was really excited that I'd managed to manifest something so quickly, and that, I wasn't compromising my truth anymore. It wasn't the greatest thing. I didn't truly love what I was doing, but it was quite good. I quite enjoyed it, and I enjoyed working with my clients, and I knew I was helping them and adding value. But one day, always at the back of my mind was live the life you love, and what I felt was my true life calling. And in about 2018 or 19, I can't remember exactly, one of my clients, one of the employees in the team, said to me, Jess, how did you learn to do all this online marketing? And I told him the story of Live the Life You Love, the blog, and I said, oh yeah, and I put these 3 meditations on YouTube, and then I moved on with the conversation. He said, oh, on YouTube, can we have a look? And we went onto YouTube, and basically I had 7,000 subscribers. And I'd never looked second time at my YouTube channel. And he said, Jess, you should do something with that. So I went home that day and I told my partner, I said, I really, truly love Live the Life You Love. It was my soul's calling. It was something I created when I was so completely connected to my soul. And I've learned so much and grown so much as a person since then, learning about the law of attraction and how to manifest and everything. And I think I'd like to give it a go. And we discussed it. And my partner said, okay, I'm happy to let you give it a go. Let's just go and run with it. So I kept one client because I wanted to still be able to pay some bills, obviously. And within about a month, I didn't have to have that client anymore. And I think I'd built another 6-figure business from YouTube within a year. And then it's gone way beyond that now, within 2 or 3 years. And I think it was kind of like, it wasn't a direct journey. It wasn't like I did my passion and it suddenly exploded. I think in life, and this is a great lesson for us all, is like the road to Rome. Sometimes you have to, it's winding, and sometimes, it's not a straight path. And sometimes you have to learn a lot along the way and do some other things and pick up some other skills. And when I look back at the bigger picture, the more spiritual picture, the more of the law of attraction picture, where I was in 2012 and where I was in 2018 when I was able to pick something up and just make it massive, was because 2012, my vibration was still very, very low because I was totally grief stricken. But also as a person, I had so much healing to do. I had no self-esteem and no love, therefore no real confidence. I certainly had a terrible relationship with money. I didn't believe that I deserved money. I grew up very, very poor, and I had definitely the poor man's mindset. So I had a huge amount of healing to do on there. I had a huge amount of healing to do in love and relationships and trusting people in relationships. And so all areas of my life, really, health was okay, but all areas of my life really it needed a lot of work. My vibration was very, very low in a lot of areas. And actually it took me intense healing and intense work to clear up my vibration so it would elevate. And when we do that, when we clear up and heal a lot of dense vibration, we elevate, so we just reach much higher levels of consciousness, and therefore we are able to manifest abundance in every area. And it's normally when we just elevate our consciousness, we tend to achieve abundance in all areas, if not most of them, because you can't really have a high vibration here and a low vibration here. It's kind of uncommon anyway. So when I tell my story, I think it's been a real journey, but a lot of it's not just, hey, I've built a 6-figure business in a year or whatever it is. Actually, it's all the unspoken healing that I can't really put into words, that's really where the work was. And then, of course, the knowledge and understanding of the law of attraction and the mind, how the mind works, how the mind affects the vibration that we emit and therefore what we attract and all that. So I'm very, very blessed now. I live in a dream countryside location, which is always where I wanted to live, in my dream home, which I own. And I have a partner who I absolutely adore, my soulmate, who I'm getting married to next year. And we are now, as I said, pregnant. Unexpectedly, we're pregnant. We got a miracle baby on the way. And in terms of money, I'm very, very blessed to have plenty of it and passive income. And I've got wonderful friends, and my relationships are truly balanced, trusting, loving, good, positive relationships. So yeah, and my health is now good. So yeah, So that's hopefully does that tell you my story a bit? So you can ask any questions you want.
That was just beautiful story. It's so inspirational, and we are generally so much focused on the results. Like we want something and we want to get it done, or we ask like, how did that guy do that? I want to do that. But this story itself has all the key answers. It's really like life is leading us in a way, and it's not a straight line. It sends you messages. It sends you so many. Sometimes it left you in a place where there was no other way to go, or it was not a good way to go. Your body was saying, everything was happening. So life sometimes shows us in a way, and shows us in a way that this is not salvation road, but you need to do this before you reach what you want. And I think that's what you mentioned there. You need coherence, like complete one. After that, you can reach actually the life you love. But there is the key, the how to reach that. So thank you for this beautiful story.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. And just to add to what you're saying though, is and we're so supported by the universe. I call it the universe, but you can call it God or life or all that is, whatever you want to call it. We are so supported by that energy. We're so guided all the time. We if we'd only look and see all the signs and see how supported we are and trust that, I think we'd realize a lot more how powerful we are and the energy we can tap into is.
It's the matter of if we are seeing the signs or watching the signs or not, right? Or if you're trusting in it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I think I'm amazed and overwhelmed already listening to you. And halfway through, I could actually relate to it word by word because a similar situation happened with me on the professional front. I too was not happy in the work I was doing, in the job I was in, and I left it. Uh, did not know what my calling was exactly, but then this book happened when I wrote. It just happened by chance that I was in the transformational phase of my, you call it the transition phase, or I don't know, finding yourself phase. So yeah, that was, I was able to relate to you till that level. And then after that, when you said that you knew that you always wanted to do this was giving you the absolute satisfaction which you were seeking. Yet the funds was a problem. You have had to pay your bills, and that is the reality. When you know what you love, but that is not enough to for your survival, that is when you sometimes compromise. That is when most of us have this tendency to, okay, whatever is coming your way, just grab that opportunity without thinking much. Because calling is something which some people usually feel that it's for the privileged ones. Like if you are following what you are passionate about, then I think you're privileged to do that, because we don't have that privilege. I've heard a lot of people, and especially I think it's in the Indian mentality, that you stop yourself from chasing your dreams, and the biggest roadblock is you yourself.
One of the things that I talk so much about in my meditations and the pivotal point of them is that we are limitless beings. We are born with pure potential in us. We can create the life that we truly want. And what happens is that we forget this truth. When we're born, we immediately forget it. And we then soak up our environment and we take on all of the beliefs. Normally within the first 7 years, we've kind of already formulated our beliefs about ourselves and the world. And then we can later on as well, but the majority of them are within the first 7 years. And so many beliefs or so many blocks that we have come down to a sense of unworthiness and a sense that it's impossible, it can't be done. Yeah, that's not possible for me and I can't do it.
Mhm.
I'm telling you that it's absolutely not true. We completely deserve all our good in every area of our life. We deserve our health. We deserve to be wealthy. We deserve to totally love ourselves, totally love others, receive others, be in a loving, positive relationship, to do what fulfills us and makes us happy. And we can make all of that happen. It's totally within our reach. We just need to reprogram the blockages that are there. Because when we get rid of those, we allow what we already are, which is an extremely powerful creator that sees the opportunities, is extremely resourceful. And not just that, the life can send us all the good stuff. It can send us the opportunities. It can send us the signs. It can send us the right people, the right places, the right everything. It just happens when we shift these blockages out of our life. We allow for a higher vibration to enter.
Absolutely agree with that. And that brings me to the most hyped concept, most talked about concept of self-love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's, I think, most hyped and most misunderstood all around, because that is, people usually relate self-love to pampering themselves or going out shopping, and it's like, it more than taking care of your emotional and mental health, it is more on the physical that we understand it. So I would like you to tell us more on how you believe self-love can be practiced.
Oh, that's a good question. Wow. Self-love is not something you do. It's
Mm-hmm.
something you be. It's something you feel and be. It's a way of being with yourself. And that way of being with yourself is, we can talk about it, but I would say it's kindness with yourself.
Right.
It's understanding. It's compassion.
It actually starts with self-talk.
Yes, and this is why I have all my affirmation tracks, which help people to reprogram the thoughts that they're thinking. It's the self-talk we want to change. But it's like self-love is a whole way of being in your internal world. It's the way that you relate to yourself and therefore the way that you relate to others. Form of self-love is actually having boundaries with yourself, healthy boundaries, like, for example, on a practical level, not staying up till 4 a.m. On your phone, going to bed at a healthy time that's good for you and waking up at a healthy time that's good for you, having a healthy routine. That's a form of self-love. That's boundaries. Another boundary would be, speaking your truth in a kind, loving way, what's okay for you and what isn't okay for you, and also allowing other people to do that with you. Self-love is, as we've already said, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, understanding. I think one of the biggest things for me that it is a sense of acceptance of ourselves and others.
Yes.
Like, it's okay to be you, or it's okay to be me, and it's okay for you to be you. I'm okay, you're okay.
That's beautiful, yeah.
And like, even if we make mistakes sometimes, we're still completely lovable. That's one of my favorite affirmations. It's something I say to myself. In fact, I have my favorite affirmations printed up on my wall, and I put it up, blown up in the main hall of my home. And in it talks about how it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. We're still lovable. We can accept ourselves as we are. So yeah, self-love is so powerful, Henna. And I love that you brought it up, because I truly believe if you could do one thing to make you a powerful manifester and manifest a fabulous life, if you do one thing, it's love yourself. It's true unconditional self-love, and your whole world can't help but transform.
That is very inspiring, Jess, and somewhere it kind of brings a doubt in my head that if we are accepting ourselves for how we are, the way we are we not unintentionally stopping the improvement process?
Yeah, so can you give me an example, just so I can understand what you mean by
If I say that, this is my way of doing things and I love it, I accept it because I love myself. I know that this is something that I'm capable of and I can do it this far. That's it. This is my boundary. Now, am I not limiting my potential in by closing the option of improving myself, maybe?
when we love ourselves, we can look at ourselves with clear eyes. We can see the whole picture, but we do it with a sense of it's okay. It's okay that we're maybe not there yet, that we've maybe made a mistake, that we maybe need to look at something to improve and change. But that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us, that we need to hate ourselves, judge ourselves, beat ourselves up, or I think what you're talking about, which is the extreme where somebody really doesn't love themselves, they turn narcissistic, which is where they no longer have the ability to reflect on themselves and to see that they might have any fault,
Exactly.
anything to look at,
Yeah.
And I think that the question you're asking is really about narcissism, and people who have those tendencies, they need self-love more than anyone, because healthy self-love can self-reflect in a balanced, healthy way.
It's like if you love your car, you fix it. You don't love it as it is, right? You take care of it more.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So I think I wanted to make a point that it's a very popular belief that love is blind, and you in loving something you tend to negate its flaws, you tend to negate the shortcomings. Even if you love someone very deeply, you tend to negate their shortcomings. But I think what you mean is the healthy self-love version is just like a parent loves their child. They constantly encourage him to perform better, do better, and work on himself or herself to reach the best of their potential. So
Yes.
that is the kind of love that we need to do with ourselves, that we need to be with ourselves.
Yes.
I want to come to my favorite topic, actually, because I'm really curious. I'm dying out of curiosity of, you mentioned shifting and removing the blockages. Yeah, reprogramming. I want to know, and I'm pretty sure lots of listeners want to know, how do you do that? Are the meditations a way to do that, or what is the magic there?
Yes, absolutely. So guided meditations and the Reprogram Your Mind affirmation tracks that I create are two very, very powerful ways to help you to release blockages that are holding you back, to reprogram thoughts that are not serving you, that are limiting you. Absolutely. Those are two very, very powerful tools. I won't say that they're the only tools available out there that help you do that. I am a strong advocate of going and getting professional therapy with a psychotherapist where needed. And also, I just probably highly recommend it to every single person on the planet. I think they're fabulous things to have. It's like we all have like well, most of us have a gym membership, or we do physical exercise, right? But and having a personal trainer is widely recognized as a really great way to get in some good shape and to get really fit and healthy. And yet a lot of the world looks at having a therapist or a psychotherapist as something must be odd and wrong with you.
Yeah, it's like if you're not sick,
no,
you don't get
I
it,
just
right?
really care about this mind, and I know how powerful this mind is. And actually, I'm quite like, you know, as well as all the work I do in between, it'd be great to have someone who's a bit of a guru or a specialist actually helping me to reach the next levels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, therapy is something I advocate strongly. But many other tools. I mean, you've got energy healing as well, things like EFT, emotional freedom technique, and other really powerful tools out there that can help transform blockages. But my tool is through the mind. It's through reprogramming the mind, changing the thoughts, and essentially shifting the neural pathways that are in what I call motorways. If those are negative thoughts, what we want to do is shift the motorway neural pathways to actually being positive thoughts. And we do that by consistency, by utilizing the neural pathway that's more positive more often. That's the neural pathway that will become the more often used pathway, and therefore it will become a motorway. And that principle is what my Reprogram Your Mind tracks are based on, and it's highly effective. But yeah, I use this. I use the mind to help people.
So the more positive thoughts that you are working on, actually creating positive thoughts in the mind. And how does the manifestation occur here?
So how does manifesting the law of attraction come into that?
Yeah.
So basically, the more we think positive thoughts, the more we release positive emotions. Okay, and we feel more positive emotions because of the positive thoughts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. The more we have positive emotions and feel better, the more we emit a vibration, a frequency that is higher, that is more positive. And therefore, we attract more positivity into our life. So more positive things manifest around us. And it's that very simple principle of the law of attraction.
I think I'm personally still caught up at the first step, thinking positive thoughts. How do you replace the negative thoughts, or how do you stop them from coming altogether?
That's a really good question, Henna. So basically, if you can imagine, our brains are made up of a whole system of roads. Imagine the neural pathways, okay, are roads. And whichever road, imagine wherever you are, right? The roads that are used the most often by the most cars are the motorways, right? So because so many cars use that route, people have gone in and built them up into motorways. So they're really good condition. You can fly down that road really, really quickly, and you can get to your destination quickly. Now, people more often than not choose the motorway over the small little rubbishy road, which is round the back and it's rocky and it's got potholes in it and everything like that. They use the motorway because it's way quicker and more efficient, right? Our brain is just the same. It's made up of motorways, and it's made up of little back roads with potholes and everything like that. Now, in each of our brains, or in your brain, Henna, you've got certain roads or certain thoughts that are not used very much. It could be, I don't know, give me an example of some thoughts you struggle with. Maybe you don't come to you easily.
Probably I'll just, if I'm getting late to work in the morning, then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to I'm going to not be very attentive in the first session. It's a chain of thoughts. One negative thought leads to another. And then finally you end up feeling worse. Okay, why did I not get up early? What made me sleep so late at night? Just an example.
Okay, so you're beating yourself up a bit. So there could be, thought could be something like, as an example, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Or I can't do this, or this just doesn't work for me, or I'm always late. Right, this is an example. The motorway could be, right, I'm always on time. Okay. But because you always think you struggle with being late, let's just say hypothetically, your motorway at the moment is I'm always late, and the back road is I'm always on time. Okay, I'm always early, always on time. So what we try and do, what I do, is I help to change. I swap over the small little road into, and I make it the motorway, and I make the motorway teeny tiny little back road that in fact becomes redundant and never gets used. Okay. And the way that you do that is through a variety of different techniques, but a very, very powerful way to do that is through repetition. Okay. So the brain, when it goes into a certain state called the theta state, which is the state that our brain was in the first 7 years of our life when we were children and we were absorbing our environment, absorbing all the information around us, our brain was always in the theta state. And as we got older, and now our brains only hit the theta state when we are falling to sleep or when we're just waking up in the morning, and when we go into meditative states of relaxation, then our brain goes into theta. Okay. And in theta state, the brain is highly susceptible to change. It can be changed and reprogrammed very, very easily. And one of the ways that it can be changed is through repetitive thoughts. So by listening to affirmations or new thought patterns again and again and again, consistently every night for half an hour, 8 hours, whatever it is, while our brain is in that very, very like sponge-like state, what happens is the thought that was the little road, or maybe didn't even exist before, suddenly becomes more and more of a motorway, because there's more guys going onto that little back road and suddenly building it and suddenly building it and suddenly building it and making it a motorway. And what happens is the motorway before gets used less and less, because the brain is thinking this thought more and more, it's using this one more and more, so it stops using the old one. Yeah, it stops using it, so it just becomes redundant. Potholes form, it just becomes damage the road, and therefore like it just becomes unpleasant. You just don't use it anymore, you just use the new motorway. And that's the idea. So if you listen to a track about being early a lot and you listen to those thoughts and those affirmations, you would find yourself automatically thinking beforehand about being early, being on time. That would become part of your mental routine, and it would be automatic, Hannah. You wouldn't even have to think about it, it'd be automatic, because it comes from the subconscious mind, which has been reprogrammed, which is actually in control 95% of the time. 95% of the time. So automatically, without you even knowing, you would be changing. And therefore, your life would change.
So powerful.
Yes,
yeah, we talked about actually core beliefs so many times, how many beliefs we have in our minds that we just keep repeating in the background that is not taking us further, is blocking us.
Yes, that's right.
And you just give an amazing way how to shift them, how to transform them into something else, whether it be lack of self-love, whether it be lack of self-confidence, or relationship with money, relationship with others, family, everything.
Yeah. And the thing is that what happens is the old beliefs that limited us, because the less and the less we think those, the more obsolete they become. They no longer become part of our reality anymore. They're gone.
You don't even realize it.
No, you don't even need you realize it. I mean, like you don't have to spend longer looking at the comments on my YouTube channel to read about the unbelievable change that's happened in people's lives, you know, in terms of self-love, them loving themselves enough to get out of narcissistic relationships, you know, get healthy, get fit, get into a job they love, that they truly love, ask for the pay rise, feel confident, go out and generate business that they've always wanted to generate, and make passive income from that, achieve financial freedom. And people have healed serious disease. Some people have, like, for example, struggle with sight, and after all, like a continuous ear infection or something like that, listen to my track for a week and it's just like gone. They've had it for like 10 years, it's just gone. Yeah, like miracles just happen, and it's the power of the mind. I mean, look, my tracks are facilitators, but it's the mind. It's people doing it. It's not me. Yeah, it's their mind.
Right.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. And, you know, for example, I also had lots of core beliefs with lack of self-respect and self-confidence. And I would say, actually, you summed it up very well, actually. This is a way which I fixed it. But basically just repetition and, you know, reminding myself, using the affirmations, using the mantras. And actually, your meditations, your affirmations helped me come up with one of my biggest blockages, which is the forgiveness as well. So here I am, also a witness on that one.
And that is the thing with listening to the tracks. I often have to say this to people. They can sometimes say, "Oh, Jess, it feels like it's getting worse." Before, you know, I thought it was supposed to help me. It's getting worse. I say, well, that's because your brain has remained dormant. It's got like a whole neural pathway setup and system that's been serving you or doing whatever it's been doing in your life for so long. And all of a sudden, you're stirring it up, you're shaking it up, you're changing the paths and the roads. And all of a sudden, your brain's like, oh my God. And, you know, and it can sometimes bring up past memories. It can bring up old, you know, the reasons we have these negative beliefs in the first place, you know, old traumas, things that people said to us, things that happened to us, you know. And sometimes, like, it gets a bit worse before it gets better, because I'll say this again, it might be a time when a therapist needs to step in and actually just support you through that upheaval of stuff that comes up in order for you to properly heal it, you know, and support you further through the transformation process. So the guided meditations, I mean, all of my work comes back to the law of attraction, which is the simple principle of whatever we think, we create. Yeah, whatever feeling or vibration we emit, we attract more of into our life. Yeah, so all of my tracks really are about you getting you to emit high vibrations. And when I say high vibrations, I mean self-love, love for others, peace, a sense of completion, sense of wholeness, wholesomeness, and abundance. The visualization meditations that I create, the guided meditations that I create, are focused. They're normally about 10 minutes long, but they are focused on taking you on a visualization journey in your mind, to imagine a reality in which you already have the thing that you so desire. And that can be self-love. So I have meditations to help you achieve and manifest self-love. I have them for manifesting wealth, health, friends, a soulmate, a dream career, just success in general, inner peace. I have them for all sorts of different things. but fundamentally they all come back to the same idea, which is to get you to visualize that reality as if it's already happened, see it around you in all its detail, and feel how you would feel if you already had it in your reality, if you already had manifested it. So if you already felt the self-love you so yearn for, how would it feel? You know, if you already had all the money you so want, how would that feel? And how would it look? You know, like, what would your life look like? You know, if you already had your dream career, how would you feel? How would you wake up in the morning? What would it be like living in that reality every single day? You know, and all these positive feelings that people have when they're doing these guided meditations, those very powerful positive feelings emit a very powerful vibration into the universe, and therefore that reality comes back to them. It manifests into their life, and it's science, it's quantum physics, it absolutely happens. And it's really, the key with it is consistency. It's doing it often, doing the guided meditation often, so you feel those feelings as much as you can, so you emit that vibration into the universe as much as you can, and then just let it go, trust, and allow it to come to you, because it will. The only thing that can stop it is if you stop it. If you start thinking, oh no, it can't actually happen for me, oh no, it's not real, oh no, Jess is just full of it, it's this law of attraction stuff's rubbish.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, and you know what, the point is that the law of attraction is real whether you believe in it or not. But if those individuals that are saying that keep saying that, they'll never make it, they'll never have what they want.
One thing what you said was really interesting. I hear a lot of people, yeah, I tried it because I want a new car, and I think I want a new car.
Yeah.
But you know, you think that you want, basically you are from the point of desire and lack of it. And what you said, actually, you already have it. Then your thoughts become alive.
I think this is the most crucial part of the entire message, and that needs to be underlined, that you need to be aligned with the kind of frequency that you want the universe to receive and give back to you, is something that you need to be aligned with the universe to give out that kind of frequency to it, so that you receive what you want. It manifests for you, and that alignment is the catch here, I think. Because if not everyone can be aligned all the time, you can be thinking something and speaking something else.
But Henna, you've brought up exactly why my reprogram your mind tracks are so key to do, as well as the visualization meditations. You want to reprogram your subconscious mind so you automatically are thinking in the way you want to think, in a way that's in alignment with your goals, with what you really want in your life. If you can get that automation, you're pretty much there. Like, you really are pretty much there, because your default throughout most of the day is that you feel that way already. You feel that way already. Then add a visualization meditation onto it as well, once or twice a day, and you're just shooting for the stars. I mean, you're going to get there real quick. But listen, Ozan, you brought up something really important. You said, when we desire something and we don't feel we already have it, we actually stop the law of attraction being able to work for us. That's called the law of paradoxical intent. That's really crucial to get that right, because with manifesting, and the reason in all my visualization meditations I say this, you have to imagine it as if it's already a reality. Yeah, you have to imagine it as if it's already yours. Yeah. And then I always say at the end, this is going to manifest in divine right timing, and you just need to trust that. because this is something we haven't spoken about either yet. It's divine right timing. We have to, like you were saying, Henna, align with the universe. We have to trust that once we've done our bit, which is literally just keep emitting the positive vibration that's in alignment with our goal, we can just let go. We can just trust that it's going to happen, because it will. And it will happen in divine right timing, i.e., it will happen at the time that is best for our soul to receive it. And if it never manifests, I promise you this, guys, it wasn't good for you. It wasn't. It was a good thing it didn't. I promise you. I'm getting tingles down my spine, because honestly, you're lucky it didn't manifest.
Completely agreed.
Yeah.
Everything has a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
But then, as we said in the beginning, basically, universe leading you. This will be the right path for you.
Yes. Yes, I love that, Ozan. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's just a great insight I have there, and I'm pretty sure the listeners also have. We have been over time so far, so I want to conclude, but I want to ask you, how do the new followers or new listeners can reach you out, find what you do? What is the best way to find out more about your work?
Yeah, so the best way at the moment is to go onto my YouTube channel, which is now being rebranded to Manifest by Jess. And there they can, you can access all of my tracks completely for free, both my Reprogram Your Mind While You Sleep tracks and also my guided meditation visualizations. But those are also extremely powerful from a law of attraction perspective, taking you on a visualization journey to, for example, achieving your goals, seeing it happening, seeing yourself achieving it, feeling all of the emotions that you would feel if you did achieve it, as if it had already happened, all those positive feelings, and of course rewiring the brain, but all the positive feelings that of course are emitted into the frequency that's emitted into the environment around you, and therefore that reality, that positive outcome of achievement can actually come to you. So I highly recommend my guided meditations as well, but they're all available on YouTube for free. I am also going to be launching an app in the new year, which will have all of my tracks from YouTube on it, and then some additional ones, some premium ones as well. And I also have a law of attraction mastery course with a free intro video, which people can go and watch and start learning about the law of attraction and what it is and how it works, and how you can start applying it in your own life, so you can start manifesting the things that you want, no matter what you want. You can, as I said before, you're limitless.
Sign me up.
Okay.
Me too.
Can you tell me what is new with the Manifest by Jess? Is there a difference with it?
With Manifest by Jess, no, it's literally just the same. I will be creating my app, which is going to, as I said, be all the tracks that are on my YouTube channel, but they'll also be on the app, and they will also have additional ones on the app as well. What's new is I'm creating a new YouTube channel called Sleep Time by Jess, which is going to be guided meditations that are really, they're focused on getting your brain to wind down for the day, and to, if you overthink, calm those thoughts down so that you can let your body do what it naturally is designed to do, which is sleep at the right time.
Exactly what I need.
So I do a whole bunch of things. So it's visualization, meditations again, but I also am doing some sleep stories again, which are all focused on positivity, self-love, feeling good about yourself and your life. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I think the one thing that I really took away from this podcast was that a newfound learning that you said, or just right before when we are about to sleep at that time, and immediately after we wake up, the brain is exactly in the same state as a fetus would have, a 1 to 7 year old kid would have.
Yeah.
Absolutely spongy and ready to receive anything.
Yes.
So I think that is very beautiful, and I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life.
And also, Henna, also when your brain is in a meditative state. So
Yes.
in my visualization meditations, I always calm the mind down, and I deepen the consciousness. So you're in your subconscious mind there too. So you're in the theta state there as well. But just like, absolutely, that theta state is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting
Yes.
you back to your childhood and changing it all. It's getting it
Right.
back to the way you would have wanted it to be in
Right.
the first place. Yeah.
It's like reliving and refiguring out everything.
Yes, absolutely. And I'd like, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much water has gone under the bridge. It doesn't matter how much of a lost cause you think you are in any area of your life. You're not. The brain is a tool. It's a system, and it can be rewired. Yeah, you can have absolutely everything that you want.
That's beautiful. When you're sleeping, actually, you have that state of a kid. Basically, you are still that kid. Whatever you lived through, everything that happened to you, you are still that. It's right here.
Yes,
Didn't go anywhere.
No, absolutely. You just have to get your brain back into that theta state, before you go to sleep, as you're waking up, or if you go into meditative state. That's all.
Jess, I already feel I am perfectly ready to sleep. So peacefully right now. Tuck me in right now.
Ozan, you'll have to let me know what you think of the new Sleep Time by Jess channel. I'm really excited about it. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you think about it.
I already feel sleepy, so thank you very much.
Fantastic.
And it's already sleep time here in India. So yeah, I'm going to catch up with some meditations.
Lovely. And do you know what, guys? It's such a pleasure doing this podcast with you. It's been such a pleasure connecting with you and just talking about things that's real, it's authentic, and it's beautiful and enlightening for all of us. So thank you.
It was a pleasure having you, Jess, and I would want Ozan to conclude.
I feel so honored that you are here and you still have the same voice in your meditations, so peaceful, so calming. Just to hear you talking is just giving you positivity. I'm pretty sure everybody heard it already. And you gave so many insights. Such a beautiful conversation. Thank you, Henna, for being here in the middle of the Diwali celebrations with us. So thank you very much. And I'm really excited about the Manifest by Jess and everything that will come along with it. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you so much, both of you. And Henna, go and enjoy your wonderful celebrations this week.
I couldn't have had a better celebration, a better timing for this episode, because Diwali is also very synonymous to cleaning here in India.
Oh, wow.
So I had some very emotional and mental cleaning in this podcast. So yeah, thank you so much, Jess, and thank you, Ozan.
It's been a pleasure, guys. And sleep well, Ozan, as well.
Thank you, Jess. Thanks to you, I will.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
Everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.